Hello friends, welcome to the Zoobotany mentor class. Today we are going to understand the cell membrane structure. So let's proceed. As the cell membrane is a thin layer and its detailed structure can be visualized and understood only through the electron microscope. But meanwhile, the scientists used the sample of a red blood cell, as you can observe in the figure. The reason for taking the red blood cell as the sample because it does not contain a nucleus. Nucleus is absent. Along with that, there is also absence of the membrane-bound cell organelle. This membrane-bound cell organelles as well as nucleus, they are absent within the RBC, so that it will be easy for the scientist to rupture this RBC and understand the cell membrane of this RBC. Let's proceed further. As the study showed that the cell membrane is composed of lipid. So let's understand the structure of the lipid. And this lipid is arranged in the bilayer form. As you can observe this lipid which is arranged in bilayer. Now, as we can understand the structure of the lipid, it is having the head which is hydrophilic. The word hydrophilic, it means it is a water loving, while the tail is hydrophobic. It means it is a water hater. Later, the biochemical investigation clearly reveals that the cell membrane is not only made up of lipid but also made up of proteins and carbohydrate, so that the carbohydrate they are arranged in this manner, as well as there is a structure of protein. Now, further, the ratio of protein to lipid is 52 to 40. That means protein is 52% and lipid is 40% in the RBC of human. But it varies from the organism to organism or the animals to animals. It may vary. Now, further, if we understand in the protein, then the protein are of two types. First, that is a integral membrane protein. The green color is integral membrane protein, which is embedded within the lipid bilayer. And second is the peripheral protein. Now, there is also another structure that is cholesterol within the lipid bilayer. Cholesterol. Now, as you can observe that the lipid which is arranged in the bilayer and the protein which is embedded within the lipid bilayer, it is called as integral membrane protein or intrinsic protein, while the outer side that is called as peripheral protein. And along with the peripheral protein, there is also attachment of the carbohydrate, as the carbohydrate is arranged in this manner. Carbohydrate. Now further, there is a model for studying the cell membrane in this fluid mosaic model, which was proposed by the two scientists, that is Singer and Nicholson. Both the scientists had proposed this fluid mosaic model. Now, according to this model, the cell membrane is a quasi-fluid. The word quasi-fluid, it means that it is not completely solid. 50% is in the liquid form, while the 50% is a solid. That means it is not completely solid nor not completely liquid, but it is a quasi-fluid. Now here, the proteins are iceberg and the lipid is denoted as a C. So the proteins are iceberg in the sea of lipid. So as you can observe, this is a protein, green color, and black color is a lipid, as these proteins are iceberg in the sea of lipid. As the nature of the membrane is a quasi-fluid, there is a lateral movement of the protein takes place. As due to the nature of the quasi-fluid of this membrane, this protein performs the lateral movement, and this lateral movement can be known as fluidity. So, this was about the structure of the cell membrane. So, if you like this video, then do subscribe this channel and share with others. Thank you.